This squirrel just buried a nut to save for the long winter? Or did it? This little animal is a master of deception, and it's probably lying to you right now. We see squirrels every day. They're the hyperactive, bushy-tailed, and slightly chaotic characters of our parks and backyards. We think they're cute and maybe a little bit of a pest when they're raiding our bird feeders, but we almost never give them credit for being incredibly smart. I'm going to show you the sneaky, genius-level tricks they use to fool their rivals and reveal the incredible memory that makes them the master hoarders of the animal kingdom. First, let's understand a squirrel's main mission in life: to collect and store enough food to survive the winter. A single gray squirrel might gather and bury thousands of nuts in a single autumn. This behavior is called caching. And this brings up the biggest question: how on earth do they remember where they buried all of them? The answer is that squirrels have a ridiculously good spatial memory. They create a complex mental map of their territory, using landmarks like big trees, rocks, and even your garden gnome to remember where their stashes are. But they don't just bury them randomly. Studies have shown that they are highly organized. They use a technique that psychologists call chunking, which is basically like how you'd organize your pantry. They will bury nuts of the same type in the same area. So all the high-fat walnuts might go in one section of the park, while all the acorns go in another. This makes finding what they're in the mood for later much, much easier. So they have this perfectly organized hidden network of snacks spread all over the neighborhood. But what's to stop another hungry squirrel or a sneaky blue jay from just watching them, waiting for them to leave, and then digging up their hard-earned meal? This is where the squirrel's devious side comes out. Scientists have observed that if a squirrel thinks it's being watched by a potential thief, it will engage in something called deceptive caching. It's a brilliant and deliberate act of lying. The squirrel will go through the whole elaborate process of burying a nut. It'll dig a hole, it'll look around to make sure nobody's watching, it'll pretend to push a nut into the hole with its nose, and then it will carefully cover the hole back up, patting the dirt down to make it look perfect. The whole time, the valuable nut is actually still hidden safely in its mouth. Once the fake burial is complete and the thief is fooled, the squirrel will run off to a much more secret location and bury the nut for real. This is a level of tactical planning and deception that we usually only associate with much bigger-brained animals. And of course, they are also incredible athletes. That big bushy tail isn't just for show. It's a multi-purpose tool. They use it as a rudder and for balance when they're running across a skinny tree branch or a telephone wire. It can act as a parachute to slow them down if they fall. And in the winter, they can wrap it around themselves like a warm blanket. And here's a crazy fact: a squirrel's ankles can rotate 180 degrees. This allows them to change direction in the blink of an eye, and is the reason they can run down a tree head first without falling off. But maybe the most important and incredible thing a squirrel does for the world, it does completely by accident. Even with their fantastic memory, they don't find every single nut they bury. They are nature's most forgetful gardeners. Every nut that a squirrel forgets about is a perfectly planted tree seed, buried deep in the soil with a little bit of fertilizer. Scientists believe that millions of trees in our forests, especially big nut trees like oaks and hickories, were planted by a squirrel that simply couldn't remember where it left its lunch. They are one of the most important animals for keeping our forests healthy and growing. So the squirrel is so much more than just a backyard pest. They are master hoarders with an incredible and highly organized memory. They are clever liars who will stage fake burials to fool their enemies. And most importantly, their forgetfulness makes them accidental heroes who are responsible for planting the forests of tomorrow. If you want to uncover the hidden genius of more common backyard animals, make sure you subscribe.